Hi everyone, today we are driving the 2026 Mazda 3. So Mazda 3 is just the kind of a smallest car offered by Mazda, which is, actually the most affordable one as well. And what we have and what we are driving today is actually the base trim, so it's called the GX, and we have the sport trim, so we have this hatchback version, which we'll check out when we want to check out the exterior of this car. And the thing about these like base trim Mazda is that it doesn't have a couple of features that I will talk about throughout these test drive, as well as the engine is actually the base engine. It is like a 2.5 liter non-turbo naturally aspirated engine, which produces around 186 pound-feet of torque and 186 horsepower, similar things, which is okay for these car and this price point. So the range of these the car is just around like 25,000, like 26,000-7,000 Canadian, and it can go up as high as a 38 grand if you go with a top tier turbo all-wheel drive Mazda 3, which you get a turbo engine which produces around 227 horsepower, as well as a 200 and I think around like 20 pound-feet of torque as well, which is just a lot of power and torque figure for this small sedan offered by Mazda. So yeah, we have, as I said, the base trim here, so I don't expect to be very, luxurious or nice in here. But engine-wise and power-wise, as I said, this is just not the most powerful Mazda 3 that you would find out there. But I think it is still, for the price that this car being offered, as well as, the size of this vehicle, I think that what it's offered is okay. Obviously, it can't be compared to its rivals if you go with a higher trim, like, if you go with a Civic Hybrid or a Toyota Corolla Hybrid, then this can't be, compared as much, especially for the Civic. And my main comparison point is Civic here. Toyota, it's just not as good as Mazdas or Toyotas, Hondas here. But it has enough power, especially enough torque, to get up to any speed without much of an issue. I'm not saying that this is just the fastest car on the market right now, but it can just go any speed you want without much of a trouble. So what we are seeing here is that, similar to all the Mazda 3s or even the higher, like lower trim 690s or 70s, you have these 7-inch digital gauge cluster here, compared with these, paired with these two analog clusters for the revolution and engine stuff, which is okay, but it's not very configurable. It's not configurable that much. It's okay probably for what you're paying. Not a bad thing. But I think what Honda is actually offering on their vehicles with that digital cluster is just a bit better than what is available here. I love the customization here. Like, you have 3 different settings, like with speed, you have the car there. But if it's not hugely configurable, it's not fully digital. Even if you go with the higher trims. Like, this is something that Hondas offer, and at its best, like, Honda's gauge clusters are super clear and super high res and high quality. So in terms of the active safety features, because we have a base trim on the board here, we actually don't have much. But the good thing is that this car offers these these adaptive cruise control, being that just keeping the distance from the car with the car in front of you. It also have these lane kind of a departure warnings. So if you go out of your lane, it just warns you and just takes you back. It doesn't work right now, but it just have it on this car today. But this is just the base trim, so we don't expect it to be, fully loaded. But the thing is that if you go with the base Civic, even like a base Civic, it has all the bells and whistles, like active safety features and everything. It has got everything. So it's just a little bit, behind maybe to the competition. So it's just going to be in the vehicle settings and probably here, or no. Let's see, safety settings. Yeah, I just want to see, driver system setting. Like, we have these adaptive cruise control for sure, and collision avoidance. Yeah, bit of a safety feature, not the full suite, doesn't offer everything. So yeah, something to keep that in mind. Even if you go with the base Civic, it has like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist that works all the speeds. Even if you get that system in your car, like even go with the higher trim Mazdas, then that's adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist are not going to be as good as Hondas or Toyotas. So that's just, I've also mentioned on my other videos about Mazdas, their lane keeping assist are just very finicky. It just doesn't work in all the speeds. Maybe like less than 60 or I think 40 kilometers, it doesn't work at all. So you just have to keep that in mind. Generally, it can't compete with Hondas or Toyotas. Yeah, and for city driving, I mean, this car is okay, but the fuel economy, you have to keep that in mind, that it's not going to be good. Like right now it's just showing 10.4, and I think it should be around like 8 in the optimal conditions for city driving. For highway, obviously a bit better, but definitely don't expect it to be crazy good in terms of the fuel economy. It's a non-hybrid, and the Mazda doesn't offer any sort of hybrids in the Mazda 3, so definitely something to consider if you're driving a lot in city and town. Probably the most unique thing about these cars is that it is just 6-speed automatic transmission, something that is not being offered anymore in these segments. Like, this is the only car that's offering an automatic transmission. The rest of them are CVTs or eCVTs, so this is something very, very unique. And if you don't like them, probably that's the only choice that you have, to have an automatic transmission, the traditional feel of the car. But because it's just an automatic transmission, then the fuel economy will suffer. It's not going to be that good. I mean, compared to Hondas or Toyotas at the same range, because they're offering CVTs, they are just a bit more efficient. And so that's just a huge point, especially for the people that really care about the fuel economy. But I think the main competitors of these Mazdas are actually the Honda Civics, which probably I mean, the Mazdas are great. Like, the overall driving experience is so good, so refined, but Civics are actually could be a better choice in this price range. They are hybrid, 10 times more efficient, and actually much more powerful, and equal, or I can say like a even better driving experience in general. So the only maybe the selling point of these cars is just that you have automatic transmission, a 6-speed automatic transmission, or maybe you love the design of the Mazdas. But apart from that, just probably Civic might be a better option in this price point. But yeah, putting that aside, what we are having on all the Mazda 3s is this infotainment system, which is not that good, because it's not a touchscreen. You can't just touch it, and there's like a dial here which you have to control the vehicle settings and everything from these dial, and it's just very, very distracting. In general, I don't like these Mazda's infotainment systems. The resolution and everything is very, very good, and actually the size of it is also like extremely good. The only complaint is that it's not a touchscreen. I wish it was like similar to a Mazda CX-5, like what they're offering very, very recently on their vehicles, that are just completely touchscreen, Google built-in and everything, all the cool features. But this one doesn't offer that at all, which is not disappointing. But in terms of like the brake feel, actually extremely good. Like, Mazda's overall driving experience has always been top notch, always something that you would mention when you have a Mazda, and this is definitely the case here. The only complaint might be that the steering wheel is just not as light at lower speeds that you would expect. Unlike compared to a Civic, this one is just very, very stiff and not very comfortable maybe to turn on low speeds. Maybe that's just the only complaint, but you'll enjoy it a lot on higher speeds, because it's very stiff and very easy to control the car. And this car offers only 2 drive modes. So you see, I hope it's visible here, just off and sport, with this leather knob here, because it's a base trim, so you don't have that much of a cool feature in this vehicle. And putting it in sport mode, we have a 6-speed automatic transmission. So let's see how this car downshifts, upshifts. Yeah, so these transmissions are just a bit dated for Mazda. They have been using it for like, I don't know, 10 years in their cars. They're just using the same 6-speed automatic transmission forever, and they haven't updated that much, and it's the performance is just not that good actually. So let's say right now we are in 3rd gear, so it's going to downshift 4, 5, 6. So now it's going to down 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go to 1. I mean, it's okay. I mean, for these price points and what you paid for the car, I think it should be okay for the majority of the people. It's not that horrible. It's not the best, obviously. You can expect the German kind of a performance from this, but yeah, and the downshift when you're just flooring it, not that good, not that bad, somewhere in the middle, right what you paid for this car. Like, you don't get anything more than that. But I love the brake feel. Like, it's just so comfortable, makes you, you know, under control, and no issues at all. And the power wise, as I said, it's just, I mean, the numbers are just not that crazy, but it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I wish the fuel economy was just a bit better. Maybe Mazda offers a hybrid, because, you know, the trend is just going toward electrification. The cars that are just at least hybrid or plug-in, fully electric, it doesn't offer it at all in the Mazda. It just, maybe you lose a part of the market. People want something that is just very fuel efficient. Yeah, it's just not the fastest car on the market, obviously. It's just like a hybrid Civic is just, you definitely feel that it just has lots of more torque, like 240 torque and 200 horsepower. That one is just a lot faster than this one. And as I said here, when I'm turning low speeds, the steering wheel is absolutely not comfortable at all. So let me put it in the normal mode. The car slows down a bit. And yeah, let's just pull up in the parking lot, show the interior of the car as well as the exterior. So we have the hatch version today. So let's go a little bit forward here. Okay, so because we have the base trim here, so this car doesn't have, you know, all that 360 camera and stuff. You can get a 360 camera on a Mazda 3 actually if you go with a higher trim, but this one doesn't offer. So if you just put it in a reverse, you have a very tiny backup camera here, which is like, I don't know why it just takes half of the screen, not the full screen. But anyways, this is what you get for this car, which is okay. I mean, the price points, it's okay. Like Civics doesn't offer, Corollas doesn't offer, so Mazda offering 360 camera, higher trims, is definitely a big plus for them. If you love those tech, then definitely go with the Mazda. So let me just put it in the park. And yeah, the gauge cluster I mentioned, not the best, not the worst. I mean, the digital part can be customized and stuff, but I mean, it's not that customizable, and it's not very sharp, honestly. Like, it's a bit laggy. Anyways, so let me just turn off the car and the cool animation from Mazda. So yeah, this is the base trim. So we have cloth seats. None of them are power adjustable, no memory seats or anything. And the steering wheel is also like plastic, no leather wrapped steering wheel as well. But it's just, you know, it's leather wrapped here with these nice brown stitching. Even here is just like plastic, and a cool plastic, like a soft plastic and soft touch there. I love these clicking sound. They have very high quality here. These vents and these design, I mean, they're just so sporty and so nice. I know a lot of people are a big fan of this design, and I absolutely agree. This is so good. A big competitor for the Civic. Traditional shifter, nothing very specific here. And we have a big console here, which can be adjusted as well, and no moonroof or anything, because it's base trim. From just go with higher trim, then you get those as well. So let me just get out of the vehicle to show the exterior. By the way, you get the Bose sound system if you go with the higher trim. So Mazda offers that premium sounding system as well. So as I said, today we're driving the, you know, hatch version. So a little bit different than the typical Mazda. And the good thing about them is that they have these signature LED turn signals versus projectile headlights from Mazda. And I mean, the design is very, very sporty. Mazda have been, you know, haven't refreshed or redesigned these car in a while, but it's just very, very good. I mean, this design is still very sporty and cool looking, very, very distinctive, especially for the tail lights and headlights on the front. Like, tail lights are still having these Mazda typical, very, very, very unique, you know, design. And since it's a hatchback, you know, you get the big trunk as well, which I mean it's okay for these size of the vehicle. There's nothing very specific about it, but you get this height advantage. If you just open it up, there's like a height, so it's not a sedan. So if you want a bigger space, probably you should go with a Mazda Sport, like a hatchback version of it. And the overall design, as I said, is just very, very cool and, you know, distinctive. And before we're finishing up this video, I just want to quickly point out that today's car is actually provided by Stoney Trail Mazda here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So if you're just looking to buy, you know, a brand new Mazda or any pre-owned vehicles, I would highly recommend to check their websites and check their dealership. I'll just put their link down in the description below. They have very, very good incentives all the year round. And with that said, we have reached the end of these test drive for the 2026 Mazda 3 Sport GX trim. So if you have any questions about this car or any feedbacks or comments, I would be very happy to see them down below in the comment section, and hope to see you all in the next videos. Thank you.